Hi, I'm Mike. Well, Chapter 3 is basically just a continuation of those early days, getting to know how to surf properly, and all the people that we met in that early surfing community, skateboarding, sandboarding, all that sort of stuff, just getting right into it, and it was such a fun time.
But of course, we're still clubbies at this time. And we're supposed to be saving people from drowning. Glug, 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 glug. And surf club carnivals were happening big at that time as well. Here's a march past at Ruakaka in '63. I mean, check the big swell in the background. There's a few smashed up surf boats around that day, and a few smashed up surfboards. Of course, we had a number of surf club rivals at that time as well. Surf clubs like Red Beach, Orewa, Piha and Mount Whangarei. But our greatest rival, of course, was a local club, Waipu Surf Lifesaving Club. Funnily enough, surfing was taking off down there pretty big as well. It was a real strange time in the surf club culture in the early 60s. We couldn't make our minds up whether we wanted to be clubbies or surfies. Actually, Waipu Surf Club was developing some really good surfers at that time. Tim Fraser-Hurst was sort of leading the charge, surfing fantastic. Some of the other names that I remember, Bryce Beeston sort of rings a bell, Malcolm Pullman, Chris Fraser-Hurst, they're all legends. But Waipu Cove was becoming a real hangout for the surfing crowd in '63, '64. I mean, you'd often see surfboards lying on the beach everywhere. And surfing was really hitting the local city of Whangarei as well. Tui Wordley, the sole father of New Zealand surfing, hailed from there. Seen here trimming at Waipu Cove. Oh, those were great days. You could park your car right on the beachfront if you wanted to then. Build a shelter if you like Tui did here. Oh, not like today with a million signs everywhere. Yeah, a lot of that free spirit sort of has disappeared with all the rules and laws and regulations and restrictions and so forth that you see nowadays. But back in '63, '64, it was a fantastic time. Actually, some of the other notable characters who came out of Whangarei at that time were Kit Steer, who went on to get married and move down to Christchurch, and Roddy Finlayson, seen here with Tui. Roddy became a Channel 7 or 9 cameraman in Sydney, and he did particularly well. I met up with a guy called Jeff Bullock recently who knew him well, and he was quite a legend there. Actually, you may remember this photo of that awesome book called Gone Surfing by Luke Williamson. A number of these photos came out of that book thanks to Luke. Ross Edge, he was another notable surfer in the city of Whangarei, and he led the charge in this particular area.
This beauty packs a lot of power. The power to teach, the power to reveal, the power to tell through sight and sound.
Yeah, but it was the soul surfer himself who was leading the way, touring in his flowery board shorts in the summer of '64. While most of us were still in budgie smugglers, like my brother Phil here, Tui was in those flowery board shorts. Yeah, Tui was the classic surfer of the early 60s. He's a real legend. And of course, clothing was making big changes at that time too. Roddy Finlayson had just come back from Australia in '64 wearing his Levi jeans and t-shirt with a one stripe on it. Classic surf look, and we were stoked. So here I am in '65 with my Levi's and my striped t-shirt, naturally. And 30 years later, my brother-in-law, Simon Godfrey, still wearing them. Oh boy. And of course the whole dance scene was taken off at that time as well. The stomp, we were doing a twist, the go-go. And some of the notable guys I was hanging around with at that time, Jeff Beasley was one, my sole bricky companion Freddie Osborne, and this guy, Rod Haywood, who incidentally still has his mint condition 1963 Atlas Woods at his beach house at Pataua. I went for surf on it recently, it was great. Oh, sadly though, those good old roof racks swap surfboards for ribbons and strollers. And there was Peter Delarue and his cool Cooper S. And the adventurous Jenna Kane, Brian Kane. Oh, they were good old boys. But around 63 a whole new craze hit town. Skateboarding! Woohoo! Obi skateboards, wow! You're a legend if you had one of those skateboards. We even imported our own skateboard parts and put them all together like this. Well, here I am practicing at Mike King's parents' house. Learning to turn and falling off as well, of course. And there was chess guru Colin Hanna, showing some class here. Incidentally, Colin lived straight across the road from Mike. You know what? 50 years later, he's still living there. And here's Mike's brother, Brian King, showing us how to do it. Oh, but Mike, he was the hell, man. He was the speed king, always looking for a steep hill to go flying down. But Wayne and I, well, we were really into the flashy moves, if you like. I wish. And then there were those flat days when we had to go at this new sport, sandboarding. Here's Mike, myself and Wayne having fun at Ocean Beach sandboarding. Whoa, Wayne takes a spill. And me. Yeah, it was all go for us in '64. We were buying and even making our own new surfboards. Here's one that Wayne made. And here's my brother Phil on the left with his beautiful new white surfboard, me in the middle with my dunga, and good friend Brett Knight on the right. Actually, Brett was starting to surf pretty good at that time, and until this particular wave. Oh man, 2 seconds after this photo was taken, his fin dropped out and he free fell face first right onto his skeg, or fin as you call it now. Oh boy, that must have hurt. He's had that scar his whole life. Oh dear. But 63-64 was also all about new surf spots. You know, just cruising and lazy hot summer days and all this sort of stuff. And also this awesome place we found in 63 called Pataua. Look at this, not a soul in sight. Here I am catching one of my first waves at this awesome place called Pataua in the summer of 63. And 47 years later, still surfing the same spot. Here's Brett and myself on a hot Pataua summer's day in the summer of 64. And with the master himself, Tui Wordley, myself and Tui, enjoying a Pataua wave together. here we are at Pataua. Oh, finally got here, second time here. Hey Wayne, just stand still and I'll take a photo. That's it, cool. Yeah, so, the roads out here are just shocking all the way. Metal road the whole way. Bouncing around, potholes. Oh man, very lonely out here. It's only farms, there's no people, just a couple of batches. I couldn't believe it. We're driving out here this morning and listening to 1XN Radio Northland on the radio. Over the news, we heard President Kennedy's been shot. We just couldn't believe it. And I was stunned. The other guys were saying, and man, I'm still in shock. Unbelievable. What is the world coming to, man? It looks like Mike out in the water. Hey Wayne, is that Mike? It is too. Looks like he's paddling out in the rip there. Not getting very far. Very fast. Oh, no, I'm going to go out and join him. This is going to be great. Cowabunga! Hey Wayne, you ready? You waxed up yet? Cool. Right, let's go. Incidentally, this is a view from my brother-in-law's beach house, Rod Hayward. Yeah, we'd surf anything in those days. We'd go left and nosedive, we'd go right and nosedive like my brother Phil here. We didn't care, we were having such fun. In the summer we'd often get classic little lefts like I've got here, and classic little rights like my brother. The winter time, Johnny Bruce, styling here in the Pataua winter of '64. We even found some old scuba diving wetsuits. Yeah, it was all happening in those days.